Welcome to the Tapestry podcast, where fashion stories are woven one thread at a time. I'm your host, Ina Korobkina, actress who played Luda in Dawn of the Dead, that pregnant chick who succumbs to a zombie scratch and gives birth to a zombie baby. So ironically, I have come back to life to birth this podcast, dedicated to exploring the blossoming world of creativity and beauty amidst the AI revolution. This program is brought to you by Jewel Branding Studios, a style consulting agency that helps you tell your unique story, one creative outfit at a time. Yasmin Yousefi, welcome to the Tapestry podcast.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
I usually love to start off by sharing with my guests and reminding my audience that this podcast is dedicated to sharing fashion stories and discussing the transformative nature of clothing. I also have this theory that finding our authentic style, it's a journey, a series of moments that are woven together to create a rich tapestry that is our unique life. Today, I'm super curious to learn about your most memorable fashion moments and how they color your work as an image consultant and founder of your style consulting platform, Trend Macaron. Now, you grew up in Iran, and then you went to study fashion in London and Milan. What are some of your most memorable fashion moments from childhood? Who and what was your biggest source of inspiration when it comes to fashion and beauty and style that then inspired you to want to go and study fashion in depth in Europe?
Oh, thank you. That's a great question. Thank you, Ina. As you said, I was born in Iran, and my biggest inspiration always since my childhood was my dad. He was very into luxurious items, and he used to buy like very expensive, beautiful items for my mom all the time in her birthday or Valentine's. So he was like kind of a first inspiration for me. But then let's say I grew up in 80s, and one of the Hollywood inspiration again for me was Madonna. And I really wanted to be like her, like playful, playing with the like denims. So since childhood, since I was 5, 6 years old, I grew up by cutting denim, my own denim garments and clothings, just making some playful items and like accessories for my head, like headbands or like something that I could dance with it, doing something different. So I would say Madonna and my dad, they were my childhood inspirations for sure. Yeah.
Wonderful. So you had access to denim during the 80s.
Yes. It was
Okay.
denim always been a very like hidden fashion. And one of things that I remember, I used to wear shorts, like denim shorts, like very, very mini shorts, and do like going for biking, like bicycle, or doing like dance. I would dance on the table with denim shorts, but I didn't live in Iran at that time, actually. I used to live in Bulgaria and Sofia.
Ah,
I don't know if in Iran, because of the revolution and war, if people they had access to like mini shorts, especially women, of course not. But I did. So that was a kind of different experience for me. As an
yeah.
Iranian woman wearing mini shorts in that ages, it was a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, because denim is such a Western influence. And like I grew up in communist Russia and anything Western was shunned. So I grew up listening to Madonna too, but we found her music on the black market. We weren't allowed to listen to her. And denim, I don't know if it was allowed or not, but it was hard to come by.
It was hard to come by.
Yeah.
That's very
So now, what is the inspiration behind the name Trend Macaroon? How did you come up with that?
That's a very good question because everyone asked me what has to do between like trend and macaron together. How do you made this combination? Well, honestly, I was in my last week of finishing my fashion course in Milan, and I went with a friend of mine to a cafe. We were talking about like she was a jewelry designer. We were talking about what I'm gonna pursue doing after my fashion courses when I'm graduated. And I really wanna, because I see a lot of women, especially Iranian women, they spend a lot of money on fashion items, and but they don't know how to style it. So I was thinking maybe I should talk about, and it was 2015 when I graduated and when I was in Milan. And we were having cappuccino with a slice of piece of macaron. And I just look at it and I said, platform could work in Instagram. Instagram just started being very popular in that time. And I was like, okay, I really want to talk about trends, but I also wanted to make it something very cheeky, funny, light, beautiful, colorful as myself and as this delicious macaron. And I said, you know what? Let's make it Trend Macaron. And that came into my mind immediately, like, because I was in that kind of place, in a pastry, in a cafe. We were talking about fashion and trends, but then also we were having that delicious macaron. And that was, in that time especially, was my favorite, dessert or sweet to have. Then I went back to, after 1 week I finished and I went back to Iran. I used to live between Milan and Iran in that time. One of my friends, she had the same background as me. We did architecture together. She said, let's have a like Instagram page. We need to talk about trends. You just came. I can do like about architecture's interior design. You can do about fashion. We started together. We came up with the idea of Trend Macarons when I shared that I love this name for our platform. And she was all okay with that. So Trend Macaron, it was actually Trend Macaroons. We were two women together. Then after a while, she got married. She wanted to pursue architectural path, and we decided to separate. But I continued by being solo myself as a Trend Macaron since 2015. Yeah.
It's such a clever little name because the macaroon is so pretty and it comes in so many different beautiful shades of color. And it's just this perfect little bite. So it's like a perfect little bit of fashion and style inspiration. And that's what you offer. So it is so suitable for you. Now, you also mentioned in the conversations we've had before that you chose the name as a symbol and also a form of like a moniker in order to hide your real name. Can you dive deeper into that?
Course. Yeah. Well, in Iran, we weren't allowed to. Well, it's not just not being allowed. If I would do that, like if I would use my own name to have a platform in social media and talking about fashion, being free, being yourself, I would have been caught and I would be in prison right now. So I had to choose a different name to hide I had to choose my face when I started. So I wasn't like what you see today in Trend Macaron. That wasn't like that. I would have only show dresses, but mostly covered, not being able to show myself. And I also worked with an online magazine in Iran that we used to, if we had a bag, a clutch, we used to keep it in front of our faces, just not to being recognized, but showing the trends, showing like how we can mix and match, like create different looks with different like accessories. So it was a time that they would cut. They would put us extremely high fine charges, like we had to pay to the government. It's like bribing government actually under the table. But also as a woman we weren't allowed to show, or if we would be cut for sure.
You get into trouble.
And I needed a name that, another different name of instead of my own real name, because I didn't want to be getting in trouble with the government. Yeah.
Hmm. It's so interesting how fashion and beauty and color is feared by those in charge, and that authentic self expression is to be punished. Now, what are some important historical moments for my audience to be familiar with when it comes to the changes that happened in Iran? Because there's an influencer that I follow. Her name is The Local Rose. She's from Iran, and I get her newsletters, and she shared pictures of her grandmother sunbathing in a bathing suit freely. I think this was during the 50s, maybe 60s, and how much the country has changed since then. So, what are the important moments for the audience to be aware of that got us here today, where there's just so much repression in terms of creative expression in Iran?
Well, one thing I would say is that women in Iran never stopped, which is, I can say that proudly. We never stop, even if they want to stop us. And because they know women all around the world, we are powerful and we can talk and we know our rights, even if they want to put the pressure on us, if they want to silence us. But we try our best. And Iranian women, before the revolution, I don't call it revolution because I have the knowledge that it wasn't a revolution. So I would try to express that in a way that I know. It was a coup d'etat in Iran happened to change the regime. And when they changed it and made it Islamic, they call it revolution. After that, they wanted to suppress women so they could control the whole society. Because if you do that with women, you will be able to do that with their children, with the whole
Mm.
family and everyone. And many men, they had to step back to protect their women because they didn't want to, you know what I mean? Like they had to get silence, become silence, and whoever would talk would be murdered, would be killed, would be tortured, with a lot of things. So before that, I know, and I've seen my mom's picture in the same coastal lines or beaches that I grew up. My mom, she used to go with bikini, but I wasn't able to go with bikini. So that's a big change. And because we had a queen that she was an interior designer and she is still an fashion icon for us Iranians, she was doing a lot for Iranian fashion. Her name is Farah Diba or Farah Pahlavi. She did a lot for Iranian fashion and women to go forward in during 60s 70s when she was queen. So a lot of women, she was an inspiration for a lot of women in Iran, and a lot of women would copy her. Same as
Mm.
my mom, my grandmother. So when we check our Iran, I think is a very great example in the world that before, like 50 years ago, people they would live freely and in a way that they wanted to live, and what instead today they can't. Like instead of going forward, we went back. Like we are behind now. But the good thing about women in Iran is that they never stopped. We have a lot of amazing fashion designers, models. Yes, they are not, none of them, many of them, not none of them, but many of them, they're not able to work in the country because of the situation. And they're like because many of us, we are forbidden or we are not allowed to express ourselves freely. So we have to come out, but we're still doing our job. Like a lot of them, they are very well known worldwide. So that's great that we never stopped, and I don't think that will we stop. We never will stop. But yeah, if you wanna like explain it in a way that makes sense, it's just we've been suppressed. I don't know if that's a right word to say.
That
It
is a correct word, yeah.
exactly. So, and that made a lot of changes. That made a lot of differences that you see
Yeah.
today, comparing those
Mm.
pictures and fashion style. Yeah,
Yeah, creativity and beauty, it's like the plant. It will find the sunlight. No matter
always,
how you try and like
always.
make the earth bare and get rid of the, plants, they come back. They get the rain and the sunlight and they will flourish. So there's
Exactly.
a flourishing community that has also set up in Canada and in the US. There's other designers that have come here since that have escaped the regime in order to continue expressing their creativity here. Who are some of your favorite Iranian designers that are local now?
I don't know Nasima Khaban if she's in Iran or she's in Canada now, but she used to come back and forth. Leila Kashani. We have Rosewater House, which is an amazing Iranian brand. They are very popular now in in the US. Then Cult Gaia, the creative director, she is an Iranian. Her name is Yasmin as well, which I love them. Amiri, you say you see that today they're very popular. He's Mike Amiri. He's an also Iranian fashion designer. Since many old days, we had Bijan, which he was more into like very luxurious kind of
Jewelry,
brand.
right? No,
The men's suiting, I think, and
men's
clothing.
suiting. Yeah,
Not very, yeah, I don't know that much, but yeah, they were very old. Like they started, I think, in the 60s in US in
that's great. And we've
yeah,
got Dorian Who as well.
Korean who in Canada. Yes, there are a lot of people, and the reason that I wanted to create this platform was I wanted to be part of that voice to talk, because style is not only clothing, it's showing your emotion and being able to express your inner self,
For
and
sure.
no one can stop that. No one.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
such a small, simple act, but it's so powerful at the same time. It's something we do every single day.
exactly.
And when we have that power, especially here in the West, it's so important for us to use that power, to wield that power, so to speak. There's a poet that I wanted to interview, and hope she's been busy, hopefully in the next season. But when I spoke to her, she wrote a poem from based on her childhood experience where a pink backpack was taken away from her. She's also from Iran, and there's something about color that patriarchy and those in control that they don't like, they're threatened by it. And color, especially pink, is such a feminine, soft color. And as a little girl, she said she couldn't understand why this pink backpack was taken from her, and it hurt her. Like she was in love with this little sparkly pink backpack. And I have a similar story where, like, growing up under the communist regime, color was hard to come by. But my grandmother found a red bikini bathing suit for me on the black market. And part of my schooling was going to swim classes. And I remember this really vivid moment in my life where I'm surrounded by 20 other kids, and they're all wearing Soviet white undies, boys and girls. Like this was grade 3, so we were about 8 years old. And I'm standing there surrounded by clear blue pool water and white tile in a bright red bathing suit. That was
Wow.
the only time I wore it. And then it disappeared. I wasn't allowed to wear it. And you know, that it's, there's something threatening about color and standing out and being an individual. So those are the two moments, like this poet's moment from her childhood growing up under the regime, and my own, where color is that vivid memory. Now, what is your aesthetic as a stylist? What are the things that you're drawn to? What are the things that fill your wardrobe?
As a stylist, I
Or
would
as a
say
human being?
exactly, I would say as a human being. Usually in my daily basis, I don't even consider myself as a stylist. I'm just doing what it comes from within, you know?
Mm,
I'm more drawn to expression over minimalism and just going low key. You know what I mean? So
that's
that's my
great. Yes.
way. Living the moment in a way that I want. And usually I'm a happy person. Like I'm full of energy, and I'm a fun maker. Like I love laughters. I love making people around me laughing. So um, I think I show it through my clothing. You will see me in my daily basis very polished but relaxed, for sure. But I love colors. I love mixing patterns. I'm not afraid of wearing different colors and mixing patterns together, or like prints, textures, whatever has um, story behind, whatever is rich, has something to tell you, or has an effort, has an art. You know, it's been created by something, has a creativity behind. Just is ecstatic to me. It's beautiful. And I think you had a chance to, and thanks for coming, by the way, to my event. And probably you saw that whatever I collected or whatever I presented had something to say or had an effort behind. Could be a hand work, could be craftsmanship, or a fabric that it's been taught about it, you know, has a meaning. It's meaningful, it's rich, it has a profound story. So this inspires me, and this is the meaning of aesthetic in my mind could be an art piece, could be an accessory, could be garment, could be a story, you know?
For sure. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed coming to your trunk show. For the audience who are not familiar with what we're talking about, you curate these trunk shows where you gather consignment pieces, high-end, luxurious, well-made designer pieces from Europe. You bring them to Canada and you curate these trunk shows where people come and they see one of a kind pieces that are well made, but also are conversation starters. Like you can't miss these pieces. They're so unique. They're so vibrant and bold and personality defining and definitely have a story behind them. I really enjoyed trying on those earrings that are made with a 3D printer. They were just works of art and so light and so pretty. You really have a beautiful eye for gathering unique items. So,
Thank you. So I
yeah.
would say my wardrobe, just answering your previous question, my wardrobe is kind of same, kind of same style that you saw.
That's so
Vibrant,
great.
like
Yeah, yeah. So what archetype do you think you'd um relate to? So I have a theory that there's 12 different archetypes, and there's the one that I'm exploring is called the comic, where it's all about like putting a smile on someone's face. It's bold prints and fun colors, and they're there to make people enjoy life. And I feel like maybe the comic is the wrong word for it because you instantly think like comedian or someone that is putting on a show, but like someone with a light personality and uses clothing in order to bring lightness and brightness and just positivity to this world. And
playfulness and make it fun, isn't it? I
yes.
think it's more playfulness and make it fun. I absolutely agree with that. That I am kind of, let's say, then I can consider myself in that category, but also um, I would say bohemian chic looks, you know. I
Mm.
would say sometimes I have romantic, but I also want to be little bit of like strong feminine and edgy. But always I want to create that kind of muse energy vibe, like kind of a muse, like alchemic,
Yes. Oh, for sure. I love tapping into that too, the sage or the oracle, like because as I'd like to think that we're teachers, like we're teaching and guiding people on their style journeys, on discovering their authentic style. So there's an element of tapping into our intuition as oracles or yeah,
Yeah,
or muses. But
music
so you mentioned edge, and I love being edgy too, adding those little elements, and it's like layers. You can
layering.
add
Yes,
just a little touch of something and it gives you that little edge. So what are the things that you turn to feel edgy?
I would say. Okay.
Is it jewelry? Is it shoes?
It's jewelry and biker jackets that I have, leather bikers, and this kind of jewelry is a little bit
Yes.
with the black boots and like sometimes with very bold, chunky, heels or anything that makes it different, a bit edgy. Yeah, I would say that, but it could be mostly on accessory or jackets.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, same here. For sure. That's definitely the archetype that I respond to the most. I try to actually mix the muse or the sage with I call it the Athena, like the warrior goddess. And
Mm,
it's like, for instance, like I love a lot of black, but I also love sensual, long, flowy skirts. So the black gives it that edginess, but then the long, say, wrap skirt gives it that bohemian vibe. So the two, it's just finding those elements and combining them to tell the story that you want to tell.
exactly. I do the same thing. I loved it. You said it very well.
So when did you move to North America? Was it 2019?
19, exactly. June 2019. So 6 years now.
So when you moved here, what are the pieces that you brought with you from home that remind you of home and are have that special quality to them?
For sure. Because when I was coming here, still we used to cover our head, which now in Iran, it became like a band-aid, which is great. And I'm like, we need to applaud those women that they're trying their best. But when I was coming, we used to cover it, not completely, but you could see a little bit of hair and face, but we call it shawl or scarves that we used to. I wrote it, and it's a handmade by Iranian designer. So I still keep it. And sometimes here I use it as a like cover up for my bikini, sometimes, or just as a shawl that I can cover if it's a bit of like windy outside. But that's the a very like it has a beautiful memory because my mom, she bought it for me. We were going together to a pop-up show in Iran, and that in that time that she bought it, that lady just started her local business, and we really wanted to support her. So, and she did great job. So it's a beautiful and something special to me that I
Yeah, so
carry
many
that with me.
fond
Yeah.
memories
Yeah.
attached to it. Yeah, that's so great. What's the piece that you have on your wish list, your dream list?
Oh, that's
Which
that's a long
it's
wish list,
long.
Well, I think my closet is exploding, so I don't really need anything to add. But I would go for something that I miss these days is a bit chunky, big golden earrings, but chunky ones. Yeah,
Yeah, I could see those looking amazing on you.
really. I'm trying
Yeah,
to find. So it's been like I think a month that I'm looking, but I couldn't find something that really caught my attention. But I will
good
find it.
for you for taking that time to really find that perfect earring. Because I think we could rush and go, I need a
Yeah.
chunky earring and just go and grab an earring, but you're really thinking through, like, is this the right one? Which is so great. It's so.
I'm telling you, I would love to fall in love before purchasing an item. So
Mm.
I haven't fallen in love yet with the chunky earrings. I'm waiting for that moment. Yeah.
Good for you. It's like choosing a mate, right? You got to think it through. So when it comes to being a stylist, there's just so many different ways to go about it, so many different ways to be a stylist on film sets, on photo shoots, private consulting. So as an image consultant, who is your ideal audience? How do you help them? Where do you start?
Well, my ideal audience would be whoever is saying, my closet is full, but I have nothing to wear. So it could be anyone. A founder that wants to align their their brand image with their voice, or a female that is like going through the postpartum after like post kids situation, or after divorce situation as well, or anyone who wants to elevate their style or transform their personal style. They want to do that change, that they really want to transform it. They really need a help with their personal image. Could be a model, could be a founder, a CEO, or could be a mother, could be a celebrity. Whoever is into that kind of stage that wants to elevate, needs to elevate their style, their wardrobe.
Hmm.
Definitely love to help them. Yeah.
That's so great. What are some of the biggest transformations that you've seen in your clients when you start working with them? How do you guide them?
I would definitely start to knowing them, their personality and lifestyle, and what they want to achieve and how they see themselves. Like being honest with yourself and appreciating your flaws, strengths, vulnerabilities, beautiful features that we all have. Something that we want to hide, and what we really want to achieve. So just the first session usually is a very friendly conversation for us, like with the client to have, and make them feel heard, trusted, that they're having a friend conversation more than just like doing a job together or a work project together. Because a lot of them, they are intimidated by when we talk about style. Many women, I find it, they're intimidated by this simple word. That the simple word is just having fun with yourself. It's nothing more than it's expressing yourself. Just feel it. Feel it inner wants, inner needs, inner like moods, emotions. When we start talking about emotions, then they start feeling more comfortable and realizing that they actually weren't that kind to themselves.
I hear that a lot.
I did the same to myself, so I should have talked from myself first, you know. We all do that. We all do the same thing. And when it starts from there, then it's easy to go forward, you know, to see what they really want. And some of them, not everyone has a like exploded wardrobe, but some ladies they have. Then that overwhelms us. And having a session with a stylist not necessarily means that you have to buy more, you know,
Exactly.
or
Yeah,
need to be always in trend. No, we don't need trends to look stylish.
that's so well
That's very
said.
important to remember.
It is important to remember because I think when people look at how perfect the magazine covers look, there is a level of intimidation there. It's like, can I live up to that? And it's this judgment that
It's,
we put on ourselves.
yeah.
So, so
But no
it's
one is
important to come
judging,
up
actually. No one
with
is judging. Like,
nobody's judging.
nobody. We judge ourselves. Our first place, we judge ourselves. You know, me, I judge myself, and I think that everyone is judging me, but that's not true.
Yeah, we are our own worst critics, as they say.
We just
And
need
so
to shift a little bit that mindset, and then everything's gonna work.
for sure, yeah. And that we're there as stylists to remind them to play and
Yeah.
just give them options. Because sometimes there's paralysis, especially if someone has a closet filled with things and they say, I have nothing to wear, where it's just showing up and saying, you don't have to buy a new thing. Let's rearrange, let's see what works with what. And it's just offering the different options that are available that they might not be seeing with what they
Seeing,
have.
exactly, yeah. We are just actually showing them what they have. There are a lot of potentials in those wardrobes, but
For
they
sure.
haven't been used for a while, you know? Yeah,
Exactly. Fresh perspective, fresh pair of eyes for sure definitely helps. What's coming up
yeah.
next for you that you would love to promote, that you'd love for people to be aware of?
Well, I am working on my styling services, which I'm like enjoying them. And I am adding actually on my services, I'm adding an event kind of styling services right now because recently I've got a lot of clients coming to me with like going through like where should they should go to find like gowns, should they rent, should they buy new one, they don't want to like wear it, buy, like spending a lot of money just buying for one night and then like you know collecting dust in their wardrobe. So I'm thinking to add, this is a plan that I'm having, working on it, to add a event or like one session only for like gowns and events kind of styling. And the next step is like to have again one another event soon, probably. Let's see when, but should be in July. I think I'm thinking to have another kind of small pop up again in June, July, end of June or beginning of July, because I've been asked to do it again. And let's see if I can do that.
Yeah, it was
These are right now in my to-do lists.
that's great. Yeah, there's something about community. It showing up and exploring fashion and beauty and pretty things together as a group.
Yeah.
It's just it makes it so much more special when it's an event and there's
Yeah.
lots of people there. So I'll definitely be coming. I love your events. Well, life is a series of moments that are woven together to create a rich tapestry that is our life. And it's easier to find our own style journey when there's little signposts from others who have gone on that journey. So thank you so much for joining me today on this podcast. offering some of these signposts that you went through and weaving this little thread, this little story with me. I found our conversation very inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. That was lovely. And you asked me such a great questions. A lot of old memories, beautiful memories. Been such a great moments with you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that.
Thank you so much for listening to the Tapestry podcast. Chances are, if you resonate with the content I shared today, you might be on a journey to finding your authentic voice and your unique message for the world. If that is the case and you're navigating speaking in public, then my Styled to Speak program is perfect for you because the outfit we custom designed for you together will help you make the most out of the 7 seconds it takes to make that first impression on stage. Speak with conviction and allow your signature stage outfit to add to that conviction. Visit jewelbrandingstudios.com to learn more. That's JEWEL brandingstudios.com.